I'm obsessed with creepy porcelain dolls. I love scary stories with dolls, even though they freak me the fuck out and they haunt me in my sleep, but I still love them so much. I think there's something really appealing about them. They're so scary and creepy, and yet they're still so beautiful. So this is the goal of the makeup look that I'm sharing with you guys today. The point of today's makeup is to use a mix of dark colors to create a creepy look like you see on my lips and under my eyes. It's also important to use specific techniques to create a wide-eyed, droopy effect, which I will be showing you guys how to do later on in the video. Today I'm wearing my huge 15mm black lenses, which make me look extra soulless, and I will put a link in the description box below for you guys to check out if you want them. Let's get started. My goal is to create a flawless matte porcelain doll effect, so as always I'm starting off with my jelly pact for a matte finish. Conceal every last blemish for a flawless face. The easiest way for me to do this is by applying concealer on the blemish, then dabbing it a few times to flatten the product. Then gently blend the edges into the skin, leaving the concentration of concealer on the blemish. Then set with a bit of powder. For highlight, I'm using a concealer lighter than my skin tone rather than a highlight with shimmer because again, I want to achieve a matte effect. For eyebrows, I'm first filling in where the hair is most sparse at the arch, then gently coloring the rest of the eyebrow and brushing it out for a natural look. Begin by priming the eyes. I'm using a matte stark white eyeshadow all over the eyelids. I'm using my fingers instead of a brush for more concentration of color. With a fluffy brush, apply a gray eyeshadow on the crease. I want to exaggerate the hollows of the eyes and make them look larger and more sunken in. With a fluffy brush, gently work matte black eyeshadow onto the outer V and crease. Going back in with a denser brush, I'm taking more of the same black eyeshadow to intensify the outer V. With a fluffy brush, gently blend away any harsh edges. With the same gray eyeshadow, I'm applying it heavily to the outer 2/3 of the lower eyelid to make the eyes appear larger and rounder. Then, taking the same black eyeshadow, I'm darkening the outer 1/3. To complete the creepy doll-eyed shape, I'm heavily applying a matte white pencil liner on the inner corners to open up and brighten my eyes. I'm taking a black pencil liner to line very closely to my eye, then smudging it out with a sponge tip. I want to create a smoky line to blend into the eyeshadow. I'm also going to use the same pencil liner to line the outer 1/3 of my lower lash line, then blend it out. I'm using a black liquid liner to gradient from the pencil liner into a wing. I'm drawing an extremely lowered wing for a droopy-eyed effect.
I'm taking a mix of matte dark red and black eyeshadows and applying it on the lower eyelid and blending it out down into my cheeks in a general triangle shape. I'm focusing most of the product right under my eyes to exaggerate where the dark circles would be. I'm going back in with more color until I'm satisfied with the intensity. Make sure to blend away any harsh edges. Eyelashes are really important for this look. I normally trim my eyelashes to fit my eyes, but today I'm keeping the length and gluing the eyelash past the ends of my eyes to make the eyes look droopy. For the lower eyelashes, I'm using my most unnatural looking pair to make my eyes appear more doll-like. Go over any glue that shows with your liquid liner. To finish the makeup, I'm using a brush for easier control to apply a red lipstick, focusing the color on the inner parts of my lips for a gradient. The gradient creates the illusion of smaller doll-like lips. I'm layering the color until I'm satisfied with the intensity. I'm going to create a creepy dark gradient by using the same matte eyeshadow on the inner parts of my lips. To finish the lips, I'm going back in with my jelly pack to exaggerate the gradient and make my lips appear even smaller.
On the subject of dolls, I thought that I would share with you guys my favorite creepy doll story. I don't necessarily believe in ghosts, but I believe in, I'm not exactly sure what the word is. Maybe it's called like word demons, where it's the more you talk about something evil, the more likely it is that something bad will happen to you. So I believe in that, and I'm really scared, to be honest, sharing this story with you guys right now because I'm home alone and I don't know, this is just some like bad vibes going on. I'm okay with porcelain dolls. You know, they don't really scare me. I grew up having them around the house because my relative was a face-up artist for ball-jointed dolls. So, you know, there would be headless dolls, you know, just chilling and there would be just like heads without their eyeballs, you know, just laying around, you know, no big deal. I think the scariest part of Robert is, you know, his story is kind of like your typical scary story. It's not that big of a deal, but what really scares me is how he looks. So the story is basically these parents, they bring home a doll named Robert for their little boy. At one point at nighttime, they started to hear their son giggling with a deeper voice. So that is my favorite creepy doll story. If you guys have some of your own scary stories about dolls, please leave them in the comment section below and I would be very excited to check those out.